Hey, this is Aaron, and today I'm sitting in a 2021 Mercedes AMG GLE 63 SUV. AMG GLE 63 SUV. This kind of rhymes. This is the mid-size to large crossover in the Mercedes lineup, the GLE series, and then this one in particular has received the AMG treatment. The 63 is the model number that designates the bi-turbo V8 that's under the hood. The other one is a 43 or 46 or something like that. It has a 6-cylinder engine. So, such a great rig. Beautifully luxurious inside. Has the new MBUX infotainment system, so you can talk right to it. So if at any time during this I say the magic word and that happens to go off, just bear with me. It's hard to talk about a car without saying its name occasionally, right? So anytime you want something, you can say, "Hey Mercedes," and you'll get the prompt. So I'm surprised it didn't happen right there. "Hey Mercedes,
how can I help?
Tell me a joke." So just to clarify, in case I don't cut that part out, I am in Wyoming. It is a extremely windy and overcast day, and I've been having connectivity issues all day, so I'm not surprised the car doesn't have the same problem. Alright, so let's get back to it. So what we're looking at with this car is it's a bi-turbo V8. I mentioned that part. That is putting out, what's the number? 603 horsepower. That is massive. And the turbos do not lag. There's not a whole lot of lag going on. It kicks in pretty quickly. Beautifully done. The engine itself is muscular. You have a button to make the pipes louder. Always a cool thing. It's an automatic transmission. I don't remember how many speeds it is. I believe it's 9. I will correct it across here if I'm wrong, but I think it's a 9-speed automatic. Shifts really smoothly. It's nicely done. It's not as smooth as a pure dual clutch transmission would be, but it's very good at keeping up with this particular engine, which, by the way, is putting out 627 maximum horsepower. 627. Wow. So, yeah. Powerful. All right. Anyway, this model right here is kind of top of the line. It has a bunch of extras added on. I can just add it up really quick. I'll show you the Monroney. So we're looking at a vehicle. You might be able to hear the engine hum a little bit in the background. So we're looking at a vehicle here that is putting out massive amounts of luxury, wonderful amounts of power, drives really well. So you're looking at a base price of somewhere around $114,000, and then you're going to boost that up because this has a whole bunch of options added on, a lot of which I would highly recommend. I think it's well worth, if you're buying in this category, it is well worth spending the $2,800 to get the beautiful wheels that are on this one. Great looking wheels. They are really nice. I would also, looking at the Monroney, I would also say that the technology package is 100% worth that $2,000 that you'll spend there, and so on and so forth. There's a bunch of other stuff in here. Total price tag for this one that I'm sitting in, you can see it on the screen, is about $132,000 with delivery. That is not cheap, but this is a completely different category of vehicle. This is not competitive with any Lexus. This is not competitive with any Cadillac model. This is kind of in a league of its own. There are only a handful of vehicles in this kind of market at this sort of price point. I will say that I love the digital instrument cluster that just matches really well with the new infotainment system. Wonderful setup in the front dash. Beautiful back seats, nice and big and roomy, and they have lots of options back there for comfort, including adjustment, window shades that are built in, so they're electronic, and also seat heating and all of that stuff. Good amount of cargo space in this. Kind of surprising how much there is given the amount of other stuff they packed into this vehicle. The steering wheel looks really complicated, but once you use it, it's really not. You have drive mode controls over on the left at the bottom where you use your thumb on. Then you have the stuff in the middle. That's all cruise control and driver information controls. So bottom part cruise control, upper part driver information controls. On the right side you have infotainment controls and volume and phone and so on. And then below that you have drive mode controls. So that's the actual drive mode you want to be in. I've been leaving it in comfort. There is sport and so on as well. You have some loud pipes. You have some AMG dynamics. You can start up. You can run. You can control that 9-speed automatic with the pedal shifters. Just a wonderful layout and really pretty to look at. I really like the setup in this. I like the look of this, and I love the drive quality. Sorry, it's kind of distracting because there's cars moving around in front of me, and this place was empty when I got here, and then I show up in a banging Mercedes, and what happens? Everybody else shows up too. AMG GLE 63 SUV. All right. Anyway, so it's just a really well done car. It has a beautiful Burmeister stereo, has a wonderful drive feel. I really like the steering wheel. I like the way it drives. I like the way it moves. So it's a really great vehicle. Of course, you're paying for that. You're paying in terms of the price tag. You're also paying in terms of the other things that go along with owning a luxury vehicle. But again, if you're in this market, this is one of a kind. It would be very hard for me to name a similar vehicle. Porsche has a very different tack on how they make their luxury cars. BMW also has that's probably the most similar, but they still have a different tack. They're slightly different in how they kind of push their M series in these larger vehicles like this and the way they feel. So it's kind of in a league of its own. There really aren't a whole lot of competitive vehicles to this particular one. Now, if you go down into the GLE series in the lower price range, then yes, there are competitive Lexus and competitive Cadillac and so on, Lincoln and so forth. There are other competitors on the market. This particular one is really hard to match, and it's so awesome, so well done. Premium comfort, wonderful feel to everything, and just overall a great vehicle. I've kind of just rambled on about that. That's what you got. You got big old fat tires. You got 600 and some horsepower. You got beautiful engine noises. And you got the most premium luxury you can imagine without something called Bentley, right? This is beautiful. So, let's say that rhyming name again. This is the 2021 Mercedes AMG GLE 63 SUV. I'm such a dork. Talk to you again soon.